All right, y'all, it's another vehicle that needs no introduction. You can already tell what it is by the front grille, but another classic for you today. We got a 1986 Buick Grand National. We always get a lot of these comments on the videos, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. People always like, hey, what's wrong with that grille? Is that not a real Grand National? They think they know more than, than we do, just being quite honest. 86 Grand Nationals, chrome grille. 87, all black. I ain't gonna say that that's just, an easy way to tell them apart, but for those that think they only come with black grills, 86 was chrome, 87 was all black. So getting into this car, I really like this car because I feel like it's been tastefully done. The things that have been done to it are things that I would definitely do. It's got QA1 suspension all the way around. It's got wilwood brakes all the way around. And then also kind of makes it dope. It is an Astro roof, so you get your sunroof option. So getting into it, paint, probably get a paint about an 8. Honestly, it's definitely driver's quality. Appears to be the original black. It doesn't have any signs of a respray. Moving on down the side, I didn't see any dents or cracks or anything that I could really point out. Again, sunroof option. Super clean. We're gonna keep moving on. We're gonna make this one super easy. Rear window looks good, no cracks, no rock chips, all trim is intact how it's supposed to be. Again, under the lights you can see what we're talking about with the paint. Original paint, but you do have your normal swirls. Cut and buff will take care of all of that, but you got to make sure whoever washes the car, they take care of it for sure. Obviously you see we forgot to take the license plate off, so I'm gonna just scroll over that a little bit. Rear bumper looks solid, no cracks, no dents, no rust, anything like that. This is a consignment vehicle as well, so we always like to make sure we point that out. Rear quarter looks good on the driver's side. Just gonna keep on moving. Got a little bit of a crack in the paint here. That's normal. That's kind of like a stress point as well. Windshield looks great. No cracks, no rock chips. And our front fender looks solid as well. Coming up to the front bumper, which you guys have already seen. No dents or anything. The grille looks good. Pretty solid. Let me respond to this text. Yes. Whoops. Yes. Sorry about that. Phone go off non-stop. That's that 70 Chevelle that we just did the video on. Super clean car. Relatively clean underneath. It's all about what you expect. You got your turbo, power brakes, power steering. This is an AC car as well, so we'll make sure that it works. So about what you expect. Again, consignment vehicle. So let's go ahead and pull out these keys. Pop this trunk. Trunk's pretty clean. Nothing special. It's not actually some of the carpet is here, but some of it is not. But OG spare, you can't do anything with. It's just there. Weather stripping feels good around here and under the trunk. So interior clearly has been redone. Rear seats, I can just tell because the material feels different than stock. Obviously, it's still the black and gray, but it's just a different feel to it. But no rips, no tears. Carpet has been replaced. I can tell by how clean it is. And headliner. Passenger seat, I'm pretty sure this has been reupholstered as well because there's no stains on it. No rips, no tears. Very hard to find any gray interior on a GM vehicle that doesn't have stains unless it's been redone. Door panels are solid. No warping, nothing there. Again, carpet is new. Console is missing a lid. I guess they thought that maybe this other lid would fit, but it does not. No cracks or warping in the dash. And of course, jams look solid. Let me get on over here to the driver's side. Panel looks solid, no warping, no cracks, and our jambs look good as well. And driver's side seat, good condition as well. Let me go ahead and get in here. Again, dash looks good. Move this. Let's go ahead and start her up. Fires right up. Driver window, probably do it about there. Passenger window, a little bit slow. Standard G-body affair though, but got the sunroof open, or Astra roof, whatever you guys want to call it. I'm gonna go ahead and close it. This is only like 37 degrees right now. Good there. Let's see if the radio works. No, wait, yeah. The radio doesn't work, but I can get some feedback in the speakers when I turn it on and off. Let me double check to make sure. Yeah, I want to make sure when the radio hiding in the dash somewhere. No radio. AC is blowing. Alright. What else? What we got? Nothing on the horn. Left turn signal, right turn signal. Lights are on. What else? Door locks. Door locks do not work. Let me see if we pull this back. Nope. All right. I think that's it, right? Yeah. Let's go ahead. I do partially really like this Grand National. If you guys watch all our videos, I ain't no super big Grand National fan. I understand what they represent. I think they're super cool, but I also don't do too many vehicles where, you know, you can't do too much to them. And what I mean by that is, you know, you can't change the color. And let me say, it's your car, you do whatever you want with it. But I mean, from a value perspective, what people appreciate at car shows, when a black Grand National pulls up that's clean, it get respect. When it's, you know, another color, it's still clean, you know, people gonna respect your build, but it don't bring the same level of respect, and it don't bring that same investment, that same money back either normally. So I don't like that. You gotta keep it black. You really can't do too much with the interior. Yeah, you can maybe change it to black and gray leather, but realistically, interior gonna stay the same. And you know, just from there, you shouldn't be doing anything with the motor. I've seen LS swap ones, and I think they look super cool. That's what I would want. But then you got to hear about, well, it's not a Grand National no more if you do an LS swap. So, but with that being said, if I did have one, this would probably be how it would be done. I'd spend the money on the suspension and the brakes just to, you know, modernize it just a little bit, make sure it's safe. I would probably do like a bigger turbo. I know it's a couple companies that specifically work on Grand National, so you know, I have them go through the motor, do some forged internals, do a bigger turbo, and that's about it, honestly. So with this one, I think the consignor, I think he priced it very fairly, because with the amount of suspension work, you're going to be somewhere in the $8,000 to $10,000 range for product and labor. And there's very, very few Grand Nationals that you're going to find anyway in that 30 to 40 range with working AC, good condition, clean Carfax, things like that. So again, I think this one was priced very, very fairly with the work that's been done to it. Speedometer is working. Gas tank shows half a tank. We don't have any lights on. Suspension feels solid. A little bit firmer than normal, but that's probably because of the coilovers. Nice cold day, so you can hear the turbo spool up. If you guys don't know, turbos and superchargers love cold air. Like, you can feed more air in. Not gonna go into the science of it, but them cold mornings when you got any type of forced induced vehicle, that cold air, your vehicle's gonna love it. Definitely drive solid. I didn't have any issues or anything like that. You can hear that turbo again, but I'm gonna go ahead and get her on the rack so we can check out. So we got the 86 up on the rack. starting with the rear bumper. Rear bumper looks pretty solid. Do have a little bit of a scratch there. Again, that's at the bottom though. Gas tank looks solid, no signs of leaks. Getting up under here, we don't have any surface rust or anything in the trunk pan area or the spare tire area. Still got the factory GN 10 bolt, the 8.5. Remove this oil pan out the way. Again, so we got wilwood brakes, 2 pistons it looks like. Actually 4, I'm sorry. So 4 pistons, front and rear. Slotted and drilled rotors. UMI coilover brackets with QA1, lower trailing arms, and then the coilovers. Super clean. Like I said, it's definitely what I would do. Personally, if this was my car, I would definitely probably throw this on the rack. I wire brush this and get this cleaned up. Swap to the QA1 sway bar just because it's bigger, it looks cleaner. And then I do the upper control arms as well, the upper trailing arms as well, just to be on the clean side. But like I said, definitely a good start. Frame looks nice and straight down the passenger side. Still got your factory cats for your emission states. Floors are clean, no soft spots, so we're good there. That's why the exhaust sounds good. It's got a Flowmaster on it. Driver side frame's nice and straight. Again, good floors, no issues there. We just came off this test drive. Trans and oil pan is completely dry. Disc brakes up in the front. And again, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I can't tell you if these are they're QA1. I'm about to say I can't tell the difference between UMI and QA1s, but actually I can, because the UMIs, I think they have the little sway bar. Yeah, they got the sway bar connector that moves, where this is straight up and down. But either way, QA1s, obviously the coilovers and the upper lower control arms. So again, I'm telling you guys, I've done this build multiple times on different G bodies. You got every bit of $8,000 in product already on the vehicle, not excluding labor. So it definitely helps you there. No signs of leaks or anything there. Front bumper looks good. Nothing that I really need to point out. Moving on down this passenger side. Front fender area looks good. Wheels are in great condition. You got your Cooper Cobras. No issues with the paint or body underneath. And rear fender looks solid as well. No dents or bubbling or anything. Coming on down to the driver's side. Excuse me. Nothing again to point out. Very solid. So we got the 86 done. If you're interested in it, give us a call, 256-801-4409. Check us out at Rolling Museums on the website or Instagram. As always, appreciate you watching.